What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 20-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life. You see it, right? And just want to come at you today with my daily podcast, man. Every single day until I get through to as many of you as possible, I want to give you guys my message of making fewer mistakes. So as I talk about making fewer mistakes, I'm going to be talking about things that occur in my daily life, in people's lives around me, things that I see, things that I heard about, things that my mentor talks to me about, and things that people who I'm trying to help them to achieve a better life, the problems that they come across are talking about. So I'll be out here each and every day. This is actually episode 116, and I will continue to do this message well into past 365. That is one of my that's my second milestone. My first milestone was actually 16 podcasts ago when it was reaching episode 100, doing 100 episodes. That means an episode every single day for 100 days. And so I reached that milestone, and when I did it, I did a little celebration, right? I danced a jig. No, anyway, I just was happy about it, and I celebrated it by just doing a podcast. I believe I did it in Puerto Rico, or maybe that was a little bit afterwards. But so I did my podcast in Puerto Rico. Got back from Puerto Rico, and just talked about some of the good things that were going on over there, some of the culture and heritage and the people and how incredible it was over there. So I talked about that. And I thought it was pretty awesome. But one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and I guess that's my question of the day, and it's a pretty long question, but you guys can pause this, run it back, write it down, whatever you want to do, man. And the question is this, because I was thinking about something as I'm trying to achieve the life that I want, trying to do a lot of things in my business, right? In my business, and my author business, in my coaching business, in my teaching business. I'm just trying to do a lot of things. So it's a tons of moving parts. And when you're doing it all on your own, right? When you're doing it all on your own with no type of support group, you're just trying to do it, and you're plugging away at things that maybe, your mentor or somebody is trying to tell you how to do it, and so you're just working at it, right? And so with me just working at it, I'm trying to kill a bug, guys, excuse me. And with me just working at it, it is a lot. It is a lot, and what I would like to talk about is the pressure of doing it on your own and getting it done, and trying to quiet, right, all of the noise that happens around you when you are trying to achieve your goal, right? There's so much noise that happens that you have to narrow down and focus in on when you're trying to reach your goal. And I found that if you quiet the noise, you can focus more, you can have more clarity, you can see your vision a lot better. So, that is what I want to talk about today. And so my question to you guys is this, right? How do you handle all of the pressure and the noise that comes when you are trying to take your business or your life to the next level? How do you handle it, man? So I had to think about that a little bit. I was writing some notes down and thinking about it as I wrote the notes down. And I come to the conclusion, right? I come to the conclusion that probably the best explanation that I have to answering this question comes from my 28-year career in law enforcement, right? In my 28 years of law enforcement, there has been like a system in place, right? There's a system in place. There are rules in place. There are things that you have to follow. There are things that you have to do each and every day. And when you're doing these things each and every day, they become repetitive, and things that you repeat. Guys, I'm throwing on my headphones real quick. And things that you repeat so that you can go and you can achieve what you want through the system. It is the system that helps you to achieve the life that you want. It's the system that helps you to reach the goal that you are trying to reach. And I didn't create that system, right? It was a system that was in place, and a system that I began to work with. And because I began to work with that system and get good at that system, what then happened is the job in itself became a lot easier. And the reason why is the system was proven, right? And over 100 years of law enforcement plus, and all I had to do was tap into a system that was in place and work the system to the best of my ability. So when you begin to work a system, the better you get at working the system, the easier your job becomes. And see, a lot of people really didn't get that, and so they had a hard time in law enforcement and whatever other jobs they're doing that have been around and have a proven system that works. A lot of people try to reinvent the wheel, guys. And when you try to reinvent the wheel, what usually happens is you end up being derailed. Being derailed because you end up running up on a track that has not been paved. Okay, so you tend to have to forge your own way. And forging your own way is a difficult thing to do, guys. It's very, very difficult to forge your own way. And I tell people all the time, man, you can be extremely successful working within someone else's system. You don't have to be creating your own system. Systems of success have been in place for centuries, guys, for centuries. And you need to begin to tap into these systems in order to create the life that you want. But as I was saying about on the job, that the system is proven, and it doesn't matter how loud the noise gets, right? It doesn't matter how much pressure is put on you. Okay, all you know is if you operate within the system, it's going to work out. It was easy peasy, as I like to say. So during my career in law enforcement, the only thing I worked on perfecting was being good at working within the system, understanding the system and the mission and everything that entails, so that I could become an expert in my field, an expert at everything that I did within the system. Okay, so that's how I got good in my 28 years of law enforcement. That is how I gave value. That is how I helped people to grow. That is how I began to teach and began to do many, many things in my career that helped me live a very, very fulfilled and very, very happy and productive career in law enforcement over the last 28 years of my life. So I'm been moving on, taking that to the next level. You know, the second half of my life, that is the driving question that I have about me and my life and what I'm going to do. And I found out for me that the best thing that I could do was to serve, right? To serve, to give value to as many people as possible, to help people not to go down those bad roads, make those mistakes that I made, man. So and that is why I wrote the book, Top 25 Mistakes. That is why I coach, I teach, I talk, I do podcasts, and everything that I can to stop people from making the same mistakes that I made, you know. And those mistakes are many. Those mistakes are many. I am a man of many mistakes. So fortunately for me, I had some people to help me, to guide me and get me back on track so that I could end up having a good life. And so now I'm working on new mentors to help me to forge another path. So I'm searching for another proven path to take my life to another level, because it's all about continuing to grow and continuing to be able to handle pressure and noise at different levels.